Start. Okay, we are live. How's it going today, everyone? Welcome to another BioDevils podcast. I'm joined by a number of guests here today. We have one guest running a little bit late, but they should jump in soon. But with that said, why don't we just start introducing ourselves? So why don't we have Kirby introduce himself first, and we'll work our way from there.
What's going on? I am Yu Kirby, and I am one of the new guys here.
So up next we have Tommy. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Tommy 45%. Second time in this podcast. As you boys.
Yep. Up next we have Kaneki. He's helping me out with the backup recording.
No.
Well, just know that you got that cottonmouth smile going on right now, so yeah. Yeah. Well, it's that face for Netflix and chill for Luke Cage, which, by the way, you all should check out, but that's beside the point. Up next, we have Martin. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up? I'm Martin, otherwise known as Psycho Render. This is my third time being on, so I'm pretty sure Dom here has me locked up in his locker or something.
No, you wish. Look, I'm not like Capcom where I'll put you under NDA and then keep you hostage in my basement.
Yes. All I'm saying is I'm running out of air, guys. Help me.
All right. Up next, we have Devil Hunter James. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
How's it going, guys? I'm going to pull a Brandon and say that's it.
Alrighty then. And then last but not least, we have Brandon.
Hi. Watching Luke Cage right now.
Man, during the podcast, really?
Yeah, could you? No, just watch 5 episodes without me.
Bro, do it afterwards.
No,
Do it afterwards.
Dom, the black man is important.
Look, I understand that, but now is not the time.
Nah, I can't do it afterwards because my schedule's a little packed right now. So
now is really not the time, but okay.
Shoutouts to Luke Cage.
Anyways, you all know me as BioDevil Dom, and we're just gonna get right into it. So, yeah, why don't we have the first question going? And I think we're gonna start off with number 12. Capcom goes into detail about Resident Evil 7's photorealistic 3D scanning technology. What are your thoughts? And they kind of go into why they wanted to go through it. They wanted to pursue realism, so that's why they went about 3D scanning and doing photorealistic stuff for this particular game. And apparently it's made the workflow rather a little bit more complex, I guess. So yeah, what do you guys think of that?
Wait, hold that loaf. Wait, Dom?
Yes.
Don't you actually have input on this, or
no? This
talk about it
for the photorealistic thing. I don't know anything about it other than the fact that if we're talking about the Resident Evil engine, I can talk about that. What I've played in VR, it looks photorealistic, but it's nothing spectacular. I would say it looks good. Yeah, it definitely looks good, but this is only in VR, not in looking at a monitor or whatever,
Yeah.
But what do the rest of you think?
Yeah, I saw a small stream for the demo for that. It looks really photogenic. It wasn't the VR demo because what I was watching was using controller, but it's the whole demo gives me sense of dread. He's
Okay.
I honestly was just watching my back for the father after watching that.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with that. I like that sort of aesthetic in a first-person horror game.
Great. What about Brandon Cage over there? Brandel.
He's still watching.
This is exactly why I said do not watch Luke Cage while we're doing the podcast. What about you, James?
Invested.
This is about the RE7 stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the photo. This is them talking about how they went about the Resident Evil engine with like the photo scanning and whatnot, or 3D scanning.
Please use it on other games. Oh, came out of nowhere. I think that's a really awesome technology. I mean, I know we discussed it before, but I want them to use it on more than just Resident Evil, so I hope they do.
Mm-hmm. You're just talking about the method to get the engine looking
The method
good,
to
right?
get certain things to look really pretty or realistic, I guess. Depends on what it is.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. So any final thoughts before we move on to the next topic?
I don't know. I think it could be a potential improvement, considering if you look up closely on Resident Evil 6's textures, some of them look not that good. There was a car there that looked like a car from Half-Life Source.
Damn.
Yeah, keep in mind that game was released 2003, 2004, and that was just Half-Life textures put in another engine.
Great.
Yeah.
Anyway, why don't we have James read off the next topic? Any topic you want?
Let's see. Oh, Metal Gear Survive reuses the Afghanistan map in the MGS5. There's a video that compares locations for both games. The Konami just went about the development in the laziest way possible. What else is new? By copy-pasting everything from the last MGS game. What are your thoughts on this? Nothing is surprising about this. It looks like it could have been an easy DLC. That's it.
Agreed. Plus, if I wanted to play a zombie survival game, there are plenty of others I could play. Resident Evil series, Left 4 Dead, many others. So it's like, what's the point of trying to do something that's already been done to death?
I always kept... Oh, sorry.
No, go.
I always thought, why didn't they just add the Survive stuff into, like, the definitive edition, and it would have been good DLC to add on to that package?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, co-op, come on, that would have been pretty good DLC, but that's a game for $60, so I feel like it's so much.
Oh no,
laziness
it's actually 30.
Oh, it is 30.
Yeah, it's 30. It's not 60.
All right, that's their saving grace then. If it was 60, they would have been crucified by fans. They
Right.
really would.
Yeah, actually so.
Yeah,
I
right.
do.
Oh, go ahead.
I do want to give Konami some credit, though. At least they're trying to win fans back by using one of their good IPs, unlike other companies, say Capcom, EA, and many others. So it's like, I know it's not good, but at least they're trying. D for credit.
I don't know, because while it is a beloved franchise, it's kind of like when it looks this bad, it kind of looks like it's taking a dump on the legacy.
Well, yeah,
know.
that's what it is. But I am still giving them credit. At least they're doing at least one of their good IPs. It's still going to be crap, but they are giving at least they're giving us at least a good IP instead of just ignoring it, like Capcom. Go ahead. Oh yeah, it'll destroy. But at least they're still trying. At least they're giving them attempt to do without the original creator, which will end in failure.
Yeah. As far as kind of going back on topic with, well, I guess that was still on topic too, but like just kind of focusing on the question at hand. Them reusing the maps. Oh no, it's totally fine. It definitely happens. But I mean, it was a good discussion, so you know that's what what really matters. And just going on the or focusing on the question in particular, them reusing the maps and whatnot. It really does come off as something that it's lazy. It's just like you're not making new locations. You're just reskinning MGS5 and adding in something that wasn't in there initially. I think what they should have done was just patched in a co-op mode into Phantom Pain, and then patch in like some of the like the updated iDroid map or whatever, the updated like they have like this little like compass or whatever around the character where you can kind of see where you're going and whatnot. I think that would have been a nice little like feature to patch in there. But they chose not to. They chose instead, we're going to just make a stupid spin-off zombie game. So it definitely comes off as something that was very lazy.
You know what else is? You know what's a bad idea? How about they just make the third chapter and release it already? Oh wait, that's not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. So, any final thoughts? Is Brandel still fapping to Luke Cage?
I don't. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, he is.
I don't even care.
Yeah. Okay, so why don't we have you, Martin, read off the next question?
All right, let me scroll through here. Let's do the Kojima one. So Hideo Kojima states that Death Stranding will have HDR and PS4 Pro support. He also stated that the game's engine has been decided on, but hasn't said what it was in particular. What do you think of Death Stranding having PS4 and a HDR support? Also, do you have any possible ideas as to what engine Kojima will be using for the game?
No.
The answer is no.
No, because he hasn't
I have
shown
no
anything.
idea.
Because he hasn't shown anything.
We may not know what the engine will be doing, but what we've seen so far looks absolutely fucking amazing, and I believe we can all agree on that.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks nice. I know the speculation right now is that it might be the Sucker Punch engine that was used with what is it, Infamous Second Son.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I remember when he was tweeting stuff that he was visiting a bunch of video game developers and shit because he was looking for an engine. So, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, because I think what he was trying to do at the time was because he no longer had the rights to the Fox engine, he just needed some kind of like placeholder for this game. And then I would assume after this particular game, he might be working on a completely new engine afterwards, maybe. I don't know. But he's definitely going about the process of developing his game in a similar fashion to MGS5.
Another reason to say, fuck you, Konami.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the Fox engine. Why can't we have nice things?
You're right.
Right.
So what do you guys think about the PS4 Pro and or not PS4 HDR support?
That doesn't surprise me. He usually takes time with his stuff, so it doesn't surprise me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Not much to say on my case at the moment.
Yeah, I'm same here.
Okay. Well,
I just have to see it for myself. So just
Right.
Yeah, that's the exact same thing. We know nothing about what he's up to,
Yeah.
and we can't really say anything much about it except the fact that so far we've seen completely amazing.
right. All right. So I guess we can move on.
Oh, wait.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh wait, there's shout outs to Norman Reedus holding a baby. All right, that's all I was gonna say.
Alrighty, so why don't we have Kaneki read off the next question? Any question you want?
Capcom!
Oh, well, here we go.
Capcom!
I think I know which one
Here
you're
we go.
doing.
Here we go.
I think I know which one you're doing.
So apparently, Street Fighter V, right? Street Fighter V. Why are we still talking about Street Fighter V? Well, apparently, Street Fighter V's new update patch still has issues with Capcom.sys that makes your PC restart instead of applying the patch to the game. In order to apply the latest patch on PC, you have to reset your PC. instead of having the Steam doing the automatic update for you. No, this is the patch that, supposed to get rid of the kernel driver from their previous latest patch because, that caused the game to have viruses. Why, Capcom? At this point, you should stop. It's time to stop. It's time to fucking stop. Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's kind of sad that anybody that's still wanting to play a game that Capcom made is getting fucked over.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop.
Yeah, based off all the stuff that Capcom's been doing for Street Fighter V, I've given a name for Street Fighter V, similar to Ultra Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. Street Fighter V, we have no fucking idea what we are doing anymore. Edition.
That's pretty accurate. Pretty damn accurate.
Yeah.
What little design I have for that game is completely thrown out the window. Let's say that much.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what kind of a fucking developer are you, having malware in one of your patches and having to come up with this massive broken patch to actually fix the malware that you put in?
Yep.
That's
lazy ass developer when it comes to that game. I feel sorry for people actually liking Street Fighter that has to.
And you know what's funny about that? I believe most of the Street Fighter community just converted to King of Fighters because that game is a lot more stable, is complete, has better netcode. I could go on.
King of Fighters 14 is true master race.
Yep.
So, did anybody else have any thoughts? Like maybe James, did you want to share anything on that?
What else is there to say? I mean, Capcom sucks. They've been sucking since forever, and Street Fighter was terrible since launch. So, them screwing up is not new to me. I'm kind of used to being disappointed by them.
So it's pretty much a Donald Trump effect.
Can we not bring up politics on that?
Yeah.
And before DMC 2?
Oh,
yes.
Christ, no. They blame DMC for their. They blame that game and outsourcing for their financial issues back in 2014.
Yes, lime green hair.
Oh Christ, no. Yeah. Anyway, we should probably move on. So I'll let Kirby take on the next question. Any question you want to take on is fine.
Racists. I even did air quotes for this. This, as it could also be counted as trolls, are being upset by Mafia 3 allowing you to murder clans members. Well, having seen where the main protagonist kills clan members.
You mean KKK?
Yeah. With all this ridiculous news, what are your thoughts on this? My personal reaction comes from the future Valentine's Day episode of Futurama where Bender's laughing at Leela, and then he just stops and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you were serious? Oh, let me laugh even harder." And it proceeds to laugh harder. That is my reaction to that.
Great scene.
Yeah, it is.
Look it up.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. Just it's a fucking video game and everybody loses their shit. I think James and Ren's not here right now, but both of them were saying they were kind of expecting this.
Yep.
Yeah.
The moment I saw that part of the trailer, I was like, yeah, someone's gonna get offended at this for some dumb reason. I just took it as like, yay. Because I actually am excited for this game. I feel like this game is gonna be all right. I like the older ones, and yeah.
I never actually played a single Mafia game, to be honest.
One is entirely different from two.
Yeah.
One was Mission based linearity missions, while the 2 was more semi-open world, but it was still story-driven.
And then that means 3 will be completely open world.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the Mafia series. I don't know about any of the games or anything like that. But going back to the topic, like I think it's really dumb. Like just, hey, let's make a big deal out of something because there's a fictional character killing really bad fictional characters. Therefore, we should be outraged and talk about ridiculous shit. And some of these people, they're bringing up like really dumb political movements or ideologies and whatnot, and it's just dumb. Like, I don't even think the fact that this is even news is really just facepalm worthy, in my opinion.
I saw Black Lives Matter being referenced in there. Funny enough, this game takes place in 1960. We are a long ways from BLM being a thing. And they're all think that it's, I wouldn't say endorsed by BLM, but more like catering to them. I personally think, and this is coming from a guy that doesn't like the Black Lives Matter movement, I personally think it's ridiculous is to compare that group that's created in 2014 to a game that's about to be released in 2016 based on the 1960s time period where racism is still a thing.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when things were in reverse on why the main protagonist was black when the game was revealed. I don't know. There's so much whiny people about this game, and I'll just take it for what it is. I think it's going to be an interesting game set in a New Orleans in 1960, and we get to see the Black Mafia take revenge against the Italian mob, and I want to see that. So, why can't people just take it for what it is? I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Just let them whine and cry, because they did that with the protagonist, and that blew over. This will blow over all the same.
Yep.
Just ignore them.
Yep.
All right.
Now, one real quick message notice about this. This is probably a little bit off topic, but Persona 2, if anyone remembers one of the final bosses being the Fuhrer. Yeah. I can kind of imagine people going like that for this. Sorry if this was a little bit off topic, but it made me think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Alrighty. So, Tommy, you want to take on the next question? Tommy?
Oh, sorry. Let's see here. It seems that for those who are looking to play only the Modern Warfare Remastered, will be forced to keep the disc of Infinite Warfare to play the game. But there's still no word on a separate release. How do you all feel about Activision locking down the game behind and one nobody wants to play?
Doesn't surprise me at all.
I've
And a wild rating.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I've never seen I've never played any Call of Duty, so honestly, I can't give a point. But I have heard that Modern Warfare, I believe, is one of the best of the series, and Infinite is garbage, right?
Infinite hasn't come out, but a lot of people don't like where it's headed.
Okay.
But a lot of people like Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. And a lot of people are kind of more excited about the Modern Warfare remaster just because they liked the original so much.
All right, yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Like I said, I don't play Call of Duty, so I was unsure. But I do find it kind of stupid that you need one game in order to play another. It's like, just do a separate thing. Or do another remastered game in with Modern Warfare, like how Square did for Final Fantasy X, 10-2, 2, and Capcom did for Devil May Cry HD, and Namco did for Tales of Symphonia Chronicles. Just do one disc with that game and another good game.
Yeah, but this is Activision, so they'll probably not do that, unfortunately.
Yeah. I would just have said bundle it. We team up with Treyarch and do a double pack with Modern Warfare Remastered and World of War Remastered. That would be awesome.
Oh yeah,
That
World
would
at War.
be
I would
smart.
play that game remastered. That was a great Call of Duty.
Yeah, that would sell.
My take: do you guys really want to play Call of Duty for Modern Warfare that badly? Why can't you just buy it from Steam? It's only $20.
I think that there's not many people playing it now. Although, yeah, you could make the argument, well, just, mod the game to look better and play with friends. But, I think a lot more people are just kind of like, hey, this game is improved. They've improved a lot of things. They added onto it, and we want to be able to try out this new one, which is understandable. When you add in new stuff or just change things to improve the game overall, I think that's totally fine, and that would justify a purchase.
Yep.
So, any final thoughts before we move on?
I don't know. I feel like a remaster is somewhat necessary to keep that player base, because I've played Modern Warfare 1 and the multiplayer is still alive and kicking. I actually played it a couple of days ago with some of my friends. And it's fun, but it's starting to get a bit sluggish with the movement. And as well, there's somewhat of a hacker problem, but there's dedicated servers, and the player base is slowly but steady dying. So
yeah. It's pretty much dead on console, but on PC, I didn't know that it was still going very well.
Oh yeah, it's about 1,000 concurrent players at tops. Pretty fun though. 64 player support.
Right. So, any final thoughts before we move on, or are we good?
We're good.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, Renegade's here. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, sir?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
You're
Yep.
loud and clear.
All right. Just getting in here late. So, what are we on now? Specifically?
We are on the next topic. Next question. We just finished talking about the Modern Warfare remaster being locked behind the Infinite Welfare disc. Unless if you have any opinions on that you want to share before we move on.
Only that is fucking stupid, and the fact that I think they're gonna get more scummy in the future with the fact that you can save lock games. I was talking about this before, where Uncharted, the HD collection, you could only play the beta if you had a save file of the Uncharted HD collection for the Uncharted 4 beta, so it would not work otherwise. I talked to James about this when we had this situation, and I think that Activision is going to definitely get more scummy with doing stuff like that. That is a way to prevent people from playing the game, period.
Let me kind of go off of that point really quick before we move on. I had talked about this before as far as like how they handle like the pre-order bonuses and whatnot, and how they say like, oh, well, we're not this. You can only get this via the pre-order bonus. You can't get this any other time, so you have to pre-order. Trying to really use that peer pressure and push down sales for that game.
Yep.
And then you wait like about 3 to 4 months, right around like maybe around Christmas time or afterwards, and lo and behold, that pre-order bonus was no longer an exclusive pre-order bonus that you can only get via the pre-order, So,
Yeah.
and they'll either let it out for free, or you have to pay a certain amount or whatever, Whereas with this game, they're kind of doing the same thing. They're saying that you can't get it unless if you pre-order it. You can't play this particular copy of the game unless if you have Infinite Welfare. But then they're considering a separate release, and it's really just stupid.
I think they're gonna know what people want.
Mm.
I mean, they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
To be totally honest. Also, yes, something I quickly wanted to add. I like how people are calling Activision assholes now, and I'm just sitting here like, too fucking late.
Yeah, you're kind of late on that, guys. Kind of late on that by like what 6 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, why don't we have Ren read off the next topic? Do you need the document open?
Yeah. Where's the document?
Here, I'll drop it in for you.
Also, did I cut out?
No, you didn't cut out.
Nope.
Okay, I was
maybe
making
you
sure.
did. I don't know. I think you did, but
If I do again, just let me know and I'll reset my internet.
yeah, no problem.
All right.
So any topic you want to take on is fine.
I got to reset because the dog like showed up 8 seconds late, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. So James, you want to take on the next topic while we wait for Ren?
No. Sure.
Oh man, what a faggot.
Well, I'm not touching number 11 because, I got to keep the joke going. Wait, we talked about RE. Is 13 different from the last RE7 thing?
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
Oh, boy.
It's
So is number 7. They're very different from each other.
In more Resident Evil 7 news, Capcom hopes that RE7 will be the lead VR market. How do you feel about this news? Also, do you think Resident Evil 7 will lead the VR? Wait, that's like the same thing, Dom. You don't need that, but okay. Fat chance in hell, considering it looks like Outlast, but with a gun. So nah. RE7 seems like one of those fad games. It'll come and go. That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Maybe
Capcom.
it will be better than we think. I don't know.
But not from what I played at the event.
To me, it feels like a glorified tech demo.
Kind of is. It kind of is. That's what
You're actually right about that.
I mean, they
on
said
what-
that.
based on
You.
yeah, okay. Based on what I had played at the Resident Evil event, I honestly I was talking to the other ambassadors that went with me, and they were like, "Yeah, it was scary. It was really intense." And I'm just sitting here like, I really felt unimpressed by it. I just felt like it was all predictable, and I wouldn't disagree if somebody said, "Yeah, it kind of feels like an overglorified tech demo." Kind of does. It doesn't feel anything special, at least from what I've played. I got a little bit more hands-on than most people can say they have, at least, playing the one demo that they had free for PlayStation Plus, which is now available to everybody, and then going to the event and playing the Lantern demo with the VR headset. I have a little bit more experience with the game, and I can kind of agree with that statement.
Someone said it's basically Outlast with a gun.
Yeah, that was
Right?
James.
Yeah, literally me.
Yeah. On a comment on VR, I'm still not impressed with the PlayStation VR.
Have you had hands-on with it yet, or?
I have not. On the other hand, I've seen some VR footage, not from Resident Evil, but from iRacing. I apologize to go off on a tangent. I look at one video of VR from iRacing earlier today. It actually looks impressive, if not intense. And I don't think you'll see something like that in Resident Evil 7. Now, granted, I could paint one genre to the other, but to be quite honest, I think VR would definitely benefit in racing games, but in a survival horror game, and I use the term survival horror rather loosely, I honestly don't think it will work.
Mhm.
And I kind of want to bounce off of that point, because for me, I played it, and it's like first person horror game. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, it makes sense why they want to do that. It's kind of the oversaturating thing in the market right now as far as indie devs are concerned and whatnot. So it kind of makes sense why they went that route to that degree, because everyone's doing it. But honestly, it doesn't for me personally, it didn't feel like anything that stood out. Nothing really felt like it had done anything to kind of make itself feel like another game. Because if you didn't tell me, if I wasn't told that it was Resident Evil, and I was just playing it, I would have been like, is this Outlast? Is this the new Until Dawn, the one that's in first person? What is this? Because this doesn't look like Resident Evil to me. And saying that it's going to lead the VR market, like, no, it's not. I can, like, if you have confidence in VR, that's one thing. Like I after having hands on with it, I can say that VR is a pretty nice piece of tech, but I can't say whether or not it's worth the $400 investment at this point in time, because I need to have more hands on with it and kind of judge what games would be worth picking up for it. But Resident Evil 7, it just utilizing VR and whatnot, it doesn't feel like something that I would consider like a lead in the VR market, personally, at least.
No, I think iRacing or any popular racing game like Project Cars would be a better fit for VR. And this is just for me speaking from as a racing gamer in general, sim racing, if you will.
Mm-hmm. I can see like first person shooters working very well in VR, but that's just me personally. So I definitely get that point. Mm-hmm. Since Ren's back, Ren, do you have any thoughts or opinions you'd like to share? Ren?
Yeah. Which hold on, figure.
We're talking about number 13. We're talking about how Capcom hopes that Resident Evil 7 will be a lead in the VR market.
Let me see, number 17.
13.
13, okay. Well, I don't think that, Capcom is making a lot of big promises lately, like we want to be the number one developer when they haven't been doing that hot lately. So I think this is just another false promise, because if they were in a good position now to say this stuff, they wouldn't have to prove it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this sort of is another big I need to see it before I believe it sort of thing. Like, if they don't prove it, then there's really no point to this statement. I think that they should iron down, try to make good games as much as possible, and try to make them top quality. If they don't, which I heard Resident Evil 7 is very, very, very mediocre, I don't have any trust in them, and I'm not going to buy into this whole, I'm going to go out and buy this game and pre-order it, and I have no knowledge about it whatsoever. I don't know what the game entails. I don't know if it's going to be good or not. You see, stuff like that. So I'll wait and see it. I'll see it when I believe it, but I don't believe their statements.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I actually forgot to add in that whole Capcom wants to be the number one thing on the doc, but we can talk about that more in depth on the TCP podcast for sure.
Everyone wants to be number one.
Isn't it actually here?
No, we were talking about the how they want Resident Evil 7 to be the lead topic.
Oh, but isn't this in a doc somewhere else?
What? What's in the doc?
The thing is, never mind.
Okay,
chasing shadows or something.
Alrighty, so Ren, why don't you read off the next topic?
Any topic I want, right?
Yep, any topic. If you want to do small topic, if you want to do a main topic, it's all yours.
Just give me a second to open this up again. Oh, okay, here we go. Just give me through. Oh my god. Well, okay, we already talked about this already. Let's talk about the requirements for RE7 on PC. For those of you that are interested in picking the game up, what are your thoughts on the requirements? It requires about Windows 7 through 10, 64-bit. Processor is i5. That's not too bad. Memory is 8 gigs of RAM. That's okay. GTX 760. That's not too bad. Again, it requires a DirectX version 11. And for recommended, they recommend you have a GTX 960. Okay, 8 gigs of RAM, i7, and DirectX 11 and Windows 7 through 10. It's not too bad. It's not as bad as I thought it would be, because the worst specs I ever seen for PC is Gears. Like, I don't know how in the fuck in their right mind they were thinking that an SSD was recommended. Like, that makes no sense to me. So this isn't too bad, but it's definitely not for low-end users beyond 750. So you're gonna have to make a compromise or upgrade. But yeah, that's how it is. So it's not too bad. What does everyone else think about this?
I mean, I played the demo on PS4, and I feel like this is something a 680 could easily run. To be totally honest.
It doesn't look too graphically intensive. We've seen first-person 60 FPS games all the time, so it's not anything special.
I mean, it doesn't look bad by any means. It's just, it doesn't look... I mean, as someone that plays on PC a lot, I don't think it looks that impressive as some of the games I can run. I'm on a 780, by the way, and it's getting pretty dated. But I can still, get that overall good graphical settings for most games, and yeah, it still looks pretty good.
Yeah,
it's just I don't know.
Yeah, the RAM seems normal, so I'm not gonna flip out about that. Graphics card, I have a GTX 970, so I can run this pretty well. It's not too crazy, but I've seen worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Also, if you're not an i5 user, minimum for you AMD guys is an FX 6300. And like Renegade said, I've definitely seen worse specs. Sometimes I've seen high minimum requirements in which the game is so poorly optimized that's not even working game out there. So
yeah, let's just say that if this game is poorly optimized, then none of this matters. It's going to be a flop.
Yep. So, any other PC users that have any opinions on this? I don't, personally have any opinions on this. So, yeah.
Oh yeah. This is developed by Capcom. Don't put malware in the patches now.
Yeah, no more fucking rootkits, please.
No. We've seen enough.
Yeah, and just expect patches like Street Fighter V. It'll be a great PC port, Kappa.
Hell no.
All right, so why don't we have Martin read off the next topic? Why don't you take a small topic really quick so we can kind of break away from main topics for a bit?
Oh, yeah, sure. How many do you want me to take?
Take like 2, since we got like 10. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Tales of Berseria to come in super early 2017.
They did not give a specific date for that, unfortunately.
Nope, but I've played the Japanese demo of the PSN there. It was pretty fun. I mean, I could barely understand half the inputs on the screen, but from what I managed to gather, I like the combat in this one. I feel like it's going to be quite good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I need to start looking at stuff for that one. Because, I haven't really... The only Tales game I played are Symphonian series, Graces, F, Cilia, and Hearts. I need to play a few more.
Yeah, they're usually different in terms of
gameplay. One other small topic, Martin.
Yeah, all right. Let's see here. Oh, Rainbow Six Siege Starter Edition can be purchased again right now on Amazon and Steam.
Yep. I think that's like a $15 edition. You get to pick like two characters or something like that. So
overall, decent deal.
Yeah,
but I'd say this, kind of off topic from this. Everyone should get Siege. It's a great competitive multiplayer shooter, probably the best one, and it kicks Counter-Strike's ass currently. So
it does. Fuck Counter-Strike.
Yeah, Counter-Strike is too dated.
It's not just Counter-Strike's more of a run and gun type of game, while Siege, you really had to think before you do anything, because one move and you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also on the topic of Siege, it may be a great deal, but I would like to see it expand to the console versions like the Xbox One and PS4. Because getting Siege for that price sounds like a hell of a deal.
Yeah, it would definitely, like, I know there's a couple of people in our group that want to really play it, but they're like, well, I don't really want to dish out like $30 for it right now because, you know, I'm kind of broke, or, you know, I don't really know if I'm willing enough to give that much money out at this particular point in time because I haven't really tried it, or things like that. So definitely a starter edition on console would be very nice. So I'm gonna let and I apologize if you can hear a vacuum in the background, but I'm gonna let Kaneki take on the next topic. Yep, next topic.
Let me go find the next topic.
You might like number 14, maybe. I don't know.
14. Fine, I'll read it. Tekken 7 will have a $450 collector's edition that includes Tekken-themed jackets. At least we can all say that's more affordable than a Resident Evil jacket from Capcom. What are your thoughts?
Does it come with a cup of milk and a blowjob?
well, the reason why it's more affordable than a Capcom jacket is that they charge you $1,000 for a jacket based on Leon's RE4 and RE6 jackets.
Oh no, man, that's too much.
Dick.
So $450, not too bad, because you know you get the game, you get like other goodies, I think, and you get like, I don't know if you get both jackets or if you have to pick a specific edition to get a specific design. But if you were paying $450 and you got both of those jacket designs, you know, and then you got like extra goodies, I think that's a lot more. That's a lot more incentivizing than paying $1,000 for a jacket and some phone cases.
I mean, there's some people buying like jackets in like one of those like expensive stores downtown where I live, and they cost about the same as the edition. So it's kind of like, I mean, I see why people do that. I mean, it's a jacket you'll wear for a long time.
Yeah.
The only problem with this is after they had that edition with $1,000, they had cheaper jackets like in the same vein. And I saw this on Facebook. They had cheaper jackets that looked similar to Leon's jacket, and they had others that looked very similar for cheaper prices. So I don't see why people just don't wait and see for themselves and buy it at a cheaper price.
Yeah, and I think those jackets were available before they made a specific design like that for Leon, you know. Yeah, sure, it might be like Capcom licensed and whatnot, but if you can find a jacket that looks just like that for like $250, then go for the $250 jacket. You know, it might not be real leather, but who gives a fuck? It's a lot cheaper than $1,000.
It's a shame. Some people love to be collectors, and they say I gotta have this no matter what. So it's just a weird mentality to me when you can get it for cheaper.
Yeah. So would you guys wear any of these jackets though?
I think they look
fans?
Probably.
Yeah, I think they look cool, but $450 is too much of a high freaking price. Trying to see if you get anything else, but it doesn't seem like. Oh no, these are.
No, go ahead.
No, I found something, but it was about the jackets. I'm trying to find more information on what all the collector's edition gives you.
I see. I mean, I'd wear the black jacket. That looks pretty good, especially on the back with the tiger. Oh, yeah. That looks alright.
Yeah, I mean they look pretty nice, and you know, like I was saying, that I would be more willing to pay $450, you know, for a jacket like that than, you know, paying $1,000 for a jacket that Capcom licensed. Oh, I'm sorry, $2,000, because if I wanted the RE4 one, I would have to pay that much too.
Yeah, I can't find anything.
So, does anybody else have any thoughts they'd like to share on this particular news?
I kind of see this as the same thing as one of the. Give me a quick minute looking. Oh yeah, Black Ops. Yeah, Black Ops. Oh, that was me. Sorry. Black Ops Juggernaut Edition comes with a frickin' fridge. That.
I remember we talked.
Yeah,
about
that's what
before.
this reminds me of.
Well, that's just stupid because it doesn't even look good. It looks like trash.
Yeah. Unlike these, was like it's still on my. They look cool, but honestly, just a jacket so far just seems pretty disappointing for collector's edition. I'm sure there's gonna be pretty more, but yeah. Go ahead, Ren.
You know what I like in my collector's editions? Like when they actually put stuff that's relevant to either the game or like something you could showcase, like a statue or something, or some extra DLC codes. I mean, the jacket is nice, but I wish they would have gave you a little bit more. And there's really no information other than the fact that you're getting a jacket and they're considering putting it in there. That's about it. And it's based off Heihachi's design, so that's another little thing if you're a fan of Heihachi, but I don't see anything else on this either, so I hope maybe they'll give you some special costumes or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually want to add on to that point. What is it? Senran Kagura. It wasn't. What is it? The Estival Versus game. It as a standard edition. It's not even like a thing that you can just pre-order. If you just buy the game right now, it comes in like a collector's sleeve or whatever sort of thing, like a box. It comes with an art book. It comes with like a 2-disc soundtrack, and it comes with like little like trading cards or whatever. So that stuff, that's like, that's a lot more than what I've gotten for paying $60 for just a standard game. Like I think that was probably like actually the most that I've gotten for paying $60 for a regular edition of a game, which is kind of interesting that it turned out that way.
You get a couple of DVDs too. Like apparently it's the 20th anniversary of Soul Calibur, so you get that. They should have put a freaking demo in there of the new game. That would have been hype. Also, go ahead, Kirby.
Are you sure it's the original edition? Because I'm looking at the Amazon page for the Endless Summer Edition, and that's basically all what you were talking about. The art books.
That's the standard edition for the game. Endless Summer Edition. They have another edition in Japan called like the Sakura edition or something like that. It's basically the same thing with just a slightly different cover art or whatever. Nothing too major.
Yeah, separate thing.
So we're gonna move on from this topic, and we just had Kaneki read off, so we'll have Kirby read off another one.
All right, let me look down. Let's just get this out of the way. The Nintendo NX has a listed price and release date. What are your thoughts on the price and release date? Apparently, I don't know where you picked this up because I was looking for this. It's going to be come out at the very end of the year, last day, and will be priced at least European.
That's probably a placeholder date.
That's what I'm thinking is probably placeholder because they said more March, and I'm kind of buying that.
Yeah, and to answer your question, all of the sources are at the bottom of the document.
Oh, okay.
But there's a price point for like £350 if you're in the EU, which is like something like they compare the prices and whatnot. It's It's $100 price bump from the Wii U in comparison. There is also the next topic, which we should probably just take this out of the way. Pokemon is confirmed for the NX, and the company exec has pretty much confirmed that it's a handheld device.
Who didn't see this coming?
Well, I mean, Nintendo's best at handhelds. I mean, look at the PSP and the Vita.
I mean, they are, but when it comes to putting out Pokemon games, it's like very typical at this point for Nintendo. I would like to see more of the tech than the stuff they are announcing at this point.
Yeah, but
I don't know what the fuck the NX is.
Yeah, they haven't showed the specs at all.
Yeah, no one does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen a bunch of patented controllers that look weird as fuck, and that's about it.
And more than likely, they're probably fake.
No, they were patented by Nintendo.
No,
they're just not.
That was fake. That was fake, but everyone believed it because we all.
No. The one controller you're thinking of that was made, that one that turned out to be fake, that was fake. But the actual patent for the controller was real. That was legitimate.
You mean the controller with the screen?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, the patent for that was real. That was a legitimate like blueprint that they had for it. But as an actual controller that was leaked, that turned out to be a fake.
Yeah. I like how everybody bought it though, because we all believe that Nintendo would be so stupid inside your controller.
I got a good question actually. Do you still believe the NX is going to be a console handheld hybrid, even though they're releasing a new handheld, which is kind of weird if you think about it, because it's like, what's the point if you're making a new console?
Wouldn't surprise me.
I think they're saying it's a console handheld hybrid sort of device, so that's kind of, if the exec is saying that, then that's pretty much confirming that, that's what it is. But how is that going to work? I mean, like, is it going to be like the controller is still like this touchpad thing that you can just take out anywhere, or do you have to be within a certain vicinity in order to play the games, or how is that going to work? Because hearing that and actually seeing it is two completely different things.
I'll say one thing. I think maybe you'll be able to take the controller with you in some fashion, because I think if the patent for the touchscreen is real, then maybe you can detach it, because we talked about this on TCP podcast where you could detach the controller. But I think what that's going to do is that's going to make the controller expensive as fuck.
I kind of can see it as a bit like how Sony was doing the remote play thing for the Vita. A bit like that, but done kind of better, because we can all admit Nintendo kind of outclassed both the Kinect and the Move with the Wii. You can all agree on that.
Yeah. What's going to happen is a lot of trends are going to be trying to rip each other off in terms of companies. Like, if something is successful like VR, there's going to be a lot more of it in the future, I can tell.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of surprised Nintendo isn't trying to jump on that bandwagon, because it's kind of the hype right now.
They probably don't have enough resources to power VR.
Right, which is kind of weird though, because you would think for the NX, if they're gonna, or even the Wii U, you'd think that they would try to be more like their competition and be like, okay, you know what? We made that mistake of not making a powerful enough console. We made the mistake of just strictly focusing on motion controls. Let's just give players, a standard controller. They don't have to buy it as an aftermarket thing. It comes included. The touchpad thing is going to be included too. If they need to buy a replacement, they can. The console will support 1080p HD and go from there. But instead, they keep going on this like outdated hardware in comparison to their competition. Even the Xbox One seems like a more reasonable investment compared to anything Nintendo puts out console-wise, at least.
But we had Zelda.
So what? So what?
Please, Nintendo, I'm begging you, go back to cartridges and commit career suicide, because it's gonna happen.
I kind of like, if it is a console handheld hybrid, I kind of know why they're doing it, because handhelds just sell as fuck in the Japanese market. They sell more than regular consoles, so it's like the biggest market in terms of video games there. So yeah, I see where they're coming from with that. With that said, I think it's stupid as fuck.
They're gonna have to start. I mean, it's good that it's selling well in Japan still, but they're gonna have to start thinking about worldwide, because the sales or the NPDs, they don't just measure in Japan. It's like Europe, America, all these other foreign countries. So they're gonna have to start thinking about what everyone else prefers. And we Americans, we love good games. So if they don't have good games, then yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And not only that, it just like this. We kind of talked a little bit about this too, like where it's not just Nintendo's problem. It's kind of like third-party support too. It's like, they keep saying, well, we'd make these games for Nintendo's consoles, but nobody's really buying the console. Well, make the games and people will buy the console. So it kind of goes both ways.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see how the NX turns out. Seeing if people actually support it or not. Like, if the console turns out to be good and Nintendo has something going for it, then yeah, I'd be open to trying it out and whatnot. But that remains to be seen.
I think it's kind of history repeating itself too, because remember with the N64, they still had cartridges, and like everyone wanted to play on disc. Mm-hmm. And like when it got to a certain point, well, at least for developers, they started to jump ship for the PlayStation because they had more updated technology.
Yeah, not to mention the cost of manufacturing a disc is cheaper compared to cartridges.
Oh yeah. And the cartridges, they really fucked up the sound for like certain games like Resident Evil 2.
The Sega Saturn used both cartridges and CDs though.
I mean, cartridges.
They use RAM cartridges, or games require both cartridge and a disc.
That's so weird.
It worked though, because I think some games cut off load times from the disc completely thanks to the cartridge.
Yeah.
And it can, due to the RAM expansion, some games actually run so much more smoother. Like, for example, Marvel Superheroes. There's more frames of animation with the RAM card than the other versions later down the line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's one way Sega did something well with the hybrid thing. And it was like the second most powerful console on the market compared to the N64. But with the N64, it was held back by the cartridge thing, because the cartridge is weak compared to the disc, despite having superior load times.
Yeah.
Exactly. Cartridges in general is just they're extremely hardware limited.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's fun to glitch out the games by tilting the disc. Or the
no! I
good old James Bond.
Blowing the cartridge to make it work.
That actually makes the cartridge more dirty.
Really?
Yeah. If you blow into the cartridge or whatever, you're gonna have like saliva residue stuck onto the little gold prongs on the cartridge.
What about that method of cleaning them out with like a Q-tip or something?
I think that the Q-tip would be fine, but there are some people that go out of their way and take apart the cartridge and clean it out, completely.
Yeah, that would be
interesting. I never seen that version before. I seen the Q-tip method and the blowing method, but not that one.
Yeah, Q-tip would be a lot more preferred, especially if you dip in alcohol, since that'll sterilize the contacts.
Also, James, what you said, I have seen before. Someone actually put toothpaste on their disc to make it work.
I know. That's why someone's like, "Hey, you should put toothpaste on." I'm like, "Put that up your ass. I'm not putting."
I did that when
you're crazy.
I did that when my PS2 games wouldn't work. It actually worked for a while. You got some extra use for like 5 hours, and then it started going haywire. It did work. I can confirm this. For some reason. You smear toothpaste over it and then clean it out as much as you can, and there you go. 6 hour extra use. It was great.
Well, yeah. Now, if you can, like in my case, I have a video rental store like down the street from me, and I could just go and they have machines where they buff the discs, and usually that'll clean up any scratches that you have. Like, I remember taking in like a really beat up Tekken 1 disc. Like, that thing was so scratched up to hell and back. Like, I just didn't think that it would work. And they threw it in there and it was completely spotless after they buffed it. So definitely, like, if you know a place where they can buff discs, take them, because they'll definitely fix them.
That's the problem with the trick I was talking about, because if you did it too much, the disc would look like fucking ass if you kept doing it all the time. Like, it would just be scratches everywhere. So if you were planning on like actually repairing it, it would be next to impossible at the end. Like, it just wouldn't work.
I hate people who hold the fucking discs by the center and not by the
Oh.
tips. I want to choke people out when they do that shit.
That choked me out because I used to do that.
You could be
Man.
me. You accidentally broke Tekken 3 in half and gave it back to the rental store without any consequences.
Wait, what?
Wait. How do you mean, like, not holding it from?
Putting your finger
Like-
in the center.
Yeah.
Finger in the center, fingertips.
Oh,
Yeah.
like just holding the disc with your fingertips instead of just kind of like holding the edges of one edge of
Yes.
the center and one edge of
Yes.
the actual disc. Oh, because I was
Yes.
gonna say, like, I fucking do that all the time. I put
Yeah.
one finger on the center of the edge of the center, not like just, willy nilly ready to break it or whatever. No, just to have a well enough grip on it.
Let me clarify. Fingertips on the back of the disc, like full fingertips, not
Oh,
touching
yeah.
any edges or
Oh,
anything.
That's awful. Putting
No, that's-
fingerprints on the
yeah.
disc. No, yeah, no.
But you're a piece of shit if you do that.
Somebody in my
yeah.
family did that, and I got so pissed when I saw it.
Yeah.
I am going to clean your video game shelf, Martin. No, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah, no. But we're kind of going off topic, so why don't we move on? Tommy, you want to take on the next topic? You want to kind of break away and let's do some small topics. Take two.
Oh,
And
let's do some
more.
small topics then. Gravity Rush 2 shows off new gameplay and massive open world map.
Yep.
Yes. That's all I was going to say.
And then one more.
Nitro Plus Blasters will be heading to PC.
Yep. So anybody into fighting games and likes or wants a waifu fighter,
Great
definitely
game.
go for
I
it.
do.
Great
I have
game.
Persona 4 Arena Ultimax.
Yeah, I played that today. Anyways, this is a great
Yes.
game, and I feel like everyone should buy it. And I'm not being brainwashed by the Japanese market.
You are being rushed by a
Wave.
Japanese market.
So I'm gonna take two more small topics, and then we'll let James take on the one main topic afterwards. So a sample of Bloodstained Ritual of the Night soundtrack can be heard on SoundCloud, and then there's a new trailer for Neo that showcases it's a TGS trailer that showcases bosses and characters. So does anybody have any thoughts on the Neo trailer if you saw it? Because I actually missed out on that. So, actually, no, I didn't. I did see
I
it.
have not seen it, so I have no
Me
opinions.
neither.
Yeah, same here.
You haven't seen it, James?
I've seen it.
Oh, do you have any thoughts on it?
You talk about the spider lady one?
Yeah, the one where they show off like some of the bosses, and they show off like some of the characters. Like,
Who was the
who
guy
it?
playing again? I know he's on the team that made the game. Is he the creator or
I don't know.
he sucked?
No, we're not talking about the gameplay. We're talking about the trailer.
Oh, okay. I have not seen the trailer. I only saw the TGS gameplay.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about the gameplay. That was just the trailer. But that's kind of interesting if they really sucked bad, but whatever. All right, so you want to take on a main topic then, James?
Nah. All right. What else we got? We don't have a lot left, actually.
No, yeah, that's why I was saying take two for small topics.
Horizon Zero Dawn avoids complicated menus that provide accessibility for players. What do you think of this news? I'd have to see more.
Yeah, I mean the game looks incredible, but I have to see more gameplay, see how everything works out. I hope that, well, I don't know about Guerrilla. Guerrilla Games is like 50-50 in my book. Like they had Killzone, they had some great Killzone games, some others not so much. But I hope they do well with the new IP. I really like the concept of being able to do all this crazy shit in an action RPG. But I don't know. It's one of those games that I'm probably not going to pick up at February, but I'll pick up later down the line. So, yeah, I hope it is difficult and it has great replayability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't really have any opinions on it, on the game itself, but I do kind of find that weird. Like, just, we're not going to make the what is it, the menus complicated. We want to be accessible and whatnot. It's just like, no, make the menus as complicated as you want, because that would mean that there's more depth to your game. But what do I know? I don't develop games.
Maybe they are in a mentality where they're like, we don't want to make it too cluttered. I can see that point, but to take away the vast nature of the game and say people can't read, if that's the case, that's pretty stupid, to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest, it just sounds like we're saying, well, we have no faith in people, being intelligent enough to understand how the game works, so we're going to dumb it down so you don't have to think, because you're probably stupid.
Yeah, that makes no sense. I can understand if it's a clean interface, but I can't understand if they're doing it for the sake of people's intelligence. It just makes no sense.
Am I the only one that doesn't have interest in that game?
No, I don't have any personal interest in it either.
I'm very underwhelmed by it, but at the same time, I'm underwhelmed by open world games in general right now.
I can see people being turned off by open world games because there's been a lot of them. Like, there's been a vast slew of people trying to say that this is the new era of open world. And it's like, you can still do linear games and make your games good. It just depends on how you build on that. So I think that for the most part, I'm still cautiously optimistic, but I have to reserve judgment until I play it.
I prefer linearity, to be honest.
Yeah, because, with a linear game, you can make it even more graphically pretty. With open world games, some bugs happen. It tends to be more frequent.
Yeah, I would say if we're on the topic, and I know this is kind of diverging a little bit, but it is a good discussion. When it comes to open world games and just talking about linear games, yeah, open world is nice, but it depends on how you do them. I think what kind of needs to happen is maybe like a hybrid of the two, where something is, you could call it like a semi-open or a very linear open world or something like that, where there's a lot to explore within the linearity. Maybe you have a lot more paths that you can take, and those paths can all lead into one big place, but depending on the path you take, that kind of influences what happens in the game, and things of that nature. But that doesn't mean that exploration isn't rewarded or anything like that. For example, I think that what Metal Gear Solid 5 could have done was just maybe do something where, like, getting to the areas would be a little bit more linear, but when you're actually at the bases and whatnot, those would be very open-ended. You can take whatever route you want, and it gives you so many more options, So I think something like that, where there's still linearity, and linearity would be the key focus, but taking concepts like, branching out into different paths based on, what directions you take, like say there's like two different paths, you take the one on the right and you just go from there and, end up in a spot that's very, very open, but there's a lot to explore in that very small location.
Yeah, there's a lot of open world games that they tend to go with this common route of making the game randomized, which, in my opinion, that's okay, but it's not as great as giving the player a lot of options. That's why Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater was so good. It's not open world, but just the fact that you have a lot of options to take down the enemies. That's very creative. Like, there needs to be more of that in the open world game. I will honestly buy into that if that was the case.
Oh, yeah. And in the case of MGS3, or not MGS3, MGS5, problem is that it was very empty, until you got to a base. And that's another problem. It's like, okay, cool. You have an open world, but what kind of threats are in this open world? Because if it's just open just to have it open, then what's the point?
Yeah, it's gonna be boring.
Or if there's nothing to explore, that actually,
Dom, you could just drive a truck and put on Take On Me in the background.
No. That's beside the point. Like, what's the point of having an open world if there's no real threat to the player, if there's nothing that, justifies the exploration and whatnot, if there's nothing that actually, carries this, even if it's not carrying the story forward, but if there's nothing to actually do in that open world, what's the point,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I was just messing with you a bit.
Yeah, so, all right, Ren, you want to, or actually, Brandon, are you done watching Luke Cage? Can you read off a topic, or? Oh boy, Yeah, okay, cool. So why did you come onto the podcast then?
Man, it's like I have to see Cottonmouth beat this dude up into a pulp, and then I have to say he has to face with the
I don't know.
Alrighty then, Ren.
I think Brandon's face is Cottonmouth right now over there. Look, there he is.
That face I can't get over, but I guess I can read off the next topic, no problem. So let me take a look, see what do we have left. Oh, there's not much actually.
Yeah, so if you want to take on two small topics, or if you want to take on one of the main topics, pick one or the other and go from there.
Let me see here. There's one I saw in particular. Oh yeah, Yakuza 5. I mean, not Yakuza 5. Yakuza 6 gets 40 minutes worth of gameplay showcasing the new Dragon engine. The demo also showed things like combat, destructible objects when fighting, is places like convenience store.
It's probably supposed to be in.
Yeah, in places. Okay. In places like a convenience store, what are your thoughts on the demo? I have not seen it, but I have seen the render of what the dojo looked like when Kiryu was going towards it. I will say the graphics look pretty fantastic for the PS4. Is this in 60 FPS or not? I'm wondering this.
I don't know, actually. I think I heard that it was supposed to be in 1080 30, which is really weird going off of like Yakuza, Yakuza 0, and then I think Kiwami also was 1080 60. So I think it's kind of weird that they're doing that 1080 30, but maybe they wanted to do something different where they're focusing more on the visuals and kind of scaling back on the combat. And to be fair, the combat was never really something that was like super fast paced or whatever. It was very like medium, I guess you can say, not too slow but not too fast.
Medium.
Yeah. I guess in the middle. Medium. That's a new one. But
you never heard people say medium?
Never. This is my first time hearing
what the fuck is wrong with you people?
Well,
that's gonna be lore. But anyway, I think that the combat is quite impressive in the Yakuza games. I think that personally, I just love going around and smashing people's faces and the things with the heat moves. That stuff. Just the over the topness is what makes that game really special in terms of combat. And overall, I do like that they're adding on top of each iteration. It's not the same thing over and over and over again that we see like yearly, like Assassin's Creed. I'm glad they're taking a break, by the way. But I'm glad that they're adding on top of this while adding some new things. And hopefully this comes stateside pretty soon, but probably it's not.
They've considered localizing 6. My theory is that if 0 sells very well, they'll localize Kiwami and 6. I would like to see the HD collection localized, but I'll still take the remake over not getting anything at all.
Yeah, it sucks. I kind of want to play Yakuza 2.
Same here.
Actually, more like all of Yakuza, because I have not seen it, but after seeing two best friends play it, I kind of want to play the game.
Then buy Zero. It's a prologue. Buy Zero. It's a prologue.
Okay.
Everyone should buy Zero.
I would say, buy Zero. Buy Zero because you don't need to know the story in order to play Zero, because that's technically where everything starts. But from a gameplay standpoint, play 1 on PS2, because when you go from 0 and then jump over to 1, it's going to be so fucking jarring. Unless if you play Kiwami, but still play the original on PS2 just to see how it's like. But it will be very jarring. So I would say try to play from 1 on PS2. If you can find 2 somehow, play 2 on PS2 and then work your way from there. 3, 4, 5 should not be, 5 especially should not be hard to find since they're all on PS3. And then, we're getting 0 early next year. So yeah.
If you do decide to play 1, say hi to Mark Hamill from me.
Oh yeah, the English voice acting. Oh man.
I missed that English voice acting to a degree. I liked it. They needed to work on like the NPC voice acting because not all of it was great. They tried to lip sync it like really badly. But yeah, since we're on that topic, let me read off number 11. But I'll say my opinions on that one in particular really quick. The engine looks really damn nice. It looks something that it looks very crisp, I would say. And the gameplay looks a lot of fun, especially with like there's a part where they're fighting in one of the convenience stores. He beats all the guys up, and all of like the shelves are like breaking behind him and whatnot. It looks really cool. And then after the fight, he just goes over to the clerk and he's like, "Can I buy something off of you? I know I just like totally trashed up your store, but I just want to buy something from you really quick. Is that okay?" You know. So it was really cool. So anyways, on to topic number 11. In more Yakuza news, there is 17 minutes of Goro Majima gameplay, which it's like 2 minutes, not even 17 minutes. It's 17 minutes. More of it is like just a cutscene.
Best character.
But that said, it is there. It's supposed to give you an introduction to the character. There, and like I was saying, there's more story shown off than actual gameplay. But if you've seen it, what are your thoughts on it? I liked it. I just wish there was more combat shown off with Majima instead of just the story aspect. But I thought it was really cool. I'm glad that we'll be able to play as Majima for the first time outside of Dead Souls. So yeah.
I mean, the game's out in the Japanese market, right?
True, but I kind of avoided watching anything from the Japanese version.
I mean, I've seen gameplay of him already. It looks neat, to be totally honest. And it was so when I play Zero, it looks beautiful as well. Again, everyone should get it.
Yeah.
The only one I want to really play for now, for the time being, is 4, since 4 is on the market over here, so I might as well pick that up.
You've played 3, right?
I have 3, yes.
Did you beat it?
I think the last fight that I did was fighting Majima in the ring, and that was it.
Finish 3.
I just want to get 4 to own it, though. So, and then I'll go down the line.
Yeah. I mean, like, I would say definitely if you don't mind playing the games in Japanese, play the HD collection, but you're not gonna know shit. It's gonna be very hard to play those games because I tried playing Kenzen on PS3. That's the Feudal Japan spinoff with Musashi. It's a good game. It's really fun to play, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do because everything's in Japanese. So yeah, that's my take. But so we'll have Martin take on the next one.
Yes. All right. Let's see here. It's only one topic left, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
No, we have 2.
Shit. Yeah, go.
One. No, we have 2. We covered that one. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Finish up take up 2 more small topics, and we'll let the last person take on the final main topic.
Yeah.
All right.
Mostly research news, but yeah, let's take it. Earth Defense Force 5 has new screenshots and enemy previews. You gotta love that. Earth Defense Force.
And then one more.
Yeah. Nope. All right. Nobody was excited for Defense Force 5? All right.
I have no opinions on it, but yeah, take on
Great Ace Attorney 2 has been revealed. What?
Yep.
Great Ace.
Objection.
Capcom. that should be a new prompt in that game. Just Capcom.
And when you point the finger at somebody, it'll just throw a gust of move at that guy, and the guy would just flop over like an NBA basketball player.
No. I have a better idea. Idea.
What's up?
Capcom should make Main Event as one of the lawyers in Great Ace Attorney 2 and just have him be Capcom.
Someone tell him that, please.
Anyways, should I take the last one too, considering there's only one left here?
There's 2 actually.
Yeah, there's 2.
5 and 8.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there are 2
5
small
and 8.
topics.
Yeah,
5 and 8.
Yeah. No, we'll let
No, I mean the small topic.
Yeah, there are 2 small topics.
Yeah, there's 2 left. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is.
So, Kaneki, why don't you take one, and then Kirby, you'll take one, and I'll read off the final question.
All right.
The main topics.
Yeah.
You first.
Modern Warfare Remastered has a campaign launch trailer.
Yep.
No one
And
gives a
then-
shit.
Yeah, exactly. So, Kirby, you want to read off number 5 on small topics?
And now Bayonetta gets her own amiibo, but there's still no release window.
Yep.
Apparently, it'll be done with. Apparently, because of that, the first 2 games on the Wii U will be getting amiibo support. That would be pretty interesting.
Anyone
Considering
cares
they-
about physical DLC here?
No,
Physical DLC it is.
that's what I called it originally.
Yes.
A lot of people were calling it that, actually, because that's what it is. It is physical DLC.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's nice to have little like collectible figures of the characters and whatnot, and you can use that to unlock some stuff. But at the end of the day, it is physical DLC. I really hate the fact that people just kind of hype that shit to the moon and try to buy like 12 of those.
Oh God, yes.
But they are rare. That makes it even worse.
But the
I'm
only-
sorry.
Honestly, no. The only one I kind of see as DLC is the Give me a quick minute.
Are you thinking of Skylanders?
No, God, no, not Amiibo support. Not Skylanders. No, hold on. The Wolf Link Amiibo for Twilight Princess, giving you this Cave of Shadows. That's kind of the only one I kind of actually see as DLC, because everything else is just that for other games is just small little things that you can get by with.
Well, then there was some amiibos that unless you had them, they will lock out certain game modes in Mario Party and I think some other games.
Again, those are still small little things. It's like you don't need them to enjoy the game.
I mean, it's still a lockable thing you have to use an amiibo for.
Yeah.
so-
Oh, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that it's kind of can be considered the same thing as everything but the Wolf Link Amiibo for Twilight Princess. That's all I'm saying.
True.
All right. So I'm going to read off the final topic. That was a very good discussion on the Amiibo, though. Definitely some interesting opinions on that. And this one was kind of a big, heavy one. We've been talking about Berserk a lot. Every time we do a podcast, I think there's been some new Berserk information. So, new Berserk gameplay revealed, showcasing things like characters, stages, and anime cutscenes taken straight from the Golden Arc Age trilogy. There's also new screenshots, an interview. What are your thoughts on this news? And I do want to read off all these bullet points because they are kind of relevant. The interview confirms that the game will be at 1080-30 with the PC version running at, or there's no word on the PC version as to what it's going to be running at. So PC players do keep an eye out on that, because I know Koei Tecmo ports have been kind of shoddy. The new preview shows off Griffith's femto transformation. In addition, there's only sparse details, a new gameplay mode called Infinity Eclipse, which was added to extend the game's playability. I think that's like an infinite timer mode or whatever, see how long you can survive sort of thing. There's also, well, actually there is gameplay of Griffith's femto form, but there's also gameplay of Serpico, Zod, Casca, Guts, with Guts having like 3 different stages shown off for him specifically at 3 different points in the story, especially one using the Berserker armor. The interview also confirms that there's going to be no co-op, which is weird because I feel as though there should be a free mode that includes the co-op. Yes, I agree with that. There will be DLC, but the developer did not state if there were any. There will be DLC, but the developer did not state if there were any plans to have much DLC. So there is going to be some DLC, but they don't know how much they want to plan out. I think, if anything, we might get some story DLC and then costumes mostly. It looks like we're going to be getting a lot of EX and costume colors. And Griffith, speaking of EX colors, Griffith has another new EX color. It basically turns his armor into black, and he has a red cape. So with all of that Berserk news out of the way, what are your thoughts on that?
First of all, I want to say I'm surprised that we waited till the end to cover this, to be honest.
Yeah, I am too. So for some reason, I don't know what it is, but it's kind of like a thing that happens where the number one topic is always the last topic we cover. I don't know why.
Well, why do you make the topics we don't care about number one so that way we'll cover it last, Kappa?
Ha 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 ha.
In all seriousness, no lack of information about frame rate for PC. I wouldn't say it's skeptical, but I believe me, I know how paranoid the PC user base is. So I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some sort of skepticism about it.
The problem with Koei Tecmo games is the recent game that I know of that was Dead or Alive 5. It really didn't pan out too well on PC.
Oh no!
There was also Nobunaga's Ambition on PC. It wasn't even the US version. It was just the HK version with no subtitles. I believe a Romance of the Three Kingdoms game had that issue. And since we're on the topic of Warriors games, Samurai Warriors 4-2, which was the only version of 4 that came out on, or rather expansion that came out, or anything related to 4 came out on PC, that uses like PS3 textures, but PS4 character models, which is really weird.
That makes no sense.
No, it does not.
So weird.
Actually, I kind of hope it will run at 60 on PC, because I don't want to play it on PC. But like you guys say, the Koei Tecmo ports are fucking shit.
Well, like I said, if it's optimized, none of this matters. It's gonna run like crap either way.
Yeah, because I don't know if you guys know about this, but the Token Kiwami game, if you uncap, I can never pronounce it properly, but that's besides the point. But if you uncap the frame rate, it was tied to the speed of the game, so it goes twice the speed of the actual fucking game when it runs at 60.
100 FPS.
Yes, it's really fucking bad. It's like 3 times the speed if you.
Okay, but does the gameplay feel fun when you're playing at like 3 speed?
No, it goes too fast. It goes too fast. My ears also gets raped by the sound, but
jeez, the sound is sped up too. Oh,
of course. The entire game is locked into the frame rate. We never do that, by the way. That's so dumb. And then we have the Dead or Alive multiplayer thing where that wasn't working until 8 months down the line, and then nobody cared about it. And then we have the Realms of the Three Kingdoms and Nobunaga's Ambition. That was mostly had the Chinese support on Steam, which was dumb too. So I don't trust Koei Tecmo with PC ports.
I'm kind of since we're kind of talking about frame rate, and since we really don't know anything about the PC version, I'm very disappointed at the fact that they said 1080 30, because I feel as though this is going to hamper the game. I mean, I know that there's a lot of stuff going on in that game visually, and it looks nice, but I feel as though since you kind of set that standard at 60 with Samurai Warriors 4, and I think there were a couple of other ones that apparently, from what I've been told, they run at 60, but they weren't ever a stable 60. Hello, Dynasty Warriors 8. It's something that I feel as though they got it down pretty well in Samurai Warriors 4. I think there's just very, very minor drops, but overall it is a consistent 60. So I think that it's kind of disappointing to hear that Berserk won't be at 60, but if it can run 1080p 30 just fine, then I think we'll be fine. Even if there's just some minor dips, I think it'll be fine. So that does kind of worry me. And then the co-op thing kind of threw me off too, because that was very disappointing. I would like to play, online co-op with some of these guys that are going to be getting the game.
He means me.
Yes. Yes. Actually, I'm kind of surprised they won't do like maybe a PvP mode. Warriors Orochi has. Warriors Orochi has
that sound broken though.
Huh?
That sounds kind of broken though.
It's very weird. They had it's very weird. I'll have to explain it to you later, but you kind of have to go in depth on it. But they had like a PvP mode sort of thing in 3, and then they also had like a fighting game mode in 2 and 3, I think. So 3 Ultimate at least. So it's just kind of stuff like that. I kind of wish they would do. The gameplay from what I've seen looks pretty nice, but I still want to see more than that. And then the DLC stuff, I'm just kind of interested as to seeing what they'll do. I don't know why, but I have a feeling they might do the Lost Children arc as DLC because that's not in the game, and yet people who are complaining about the 2016 anime because that anime didn't have that arc are hyping up this game when the anime studio that worked on that anime is helping out Koei Tecmo with this game, and they're also skipping that particular arc. So yeah, there's a lot of things that people are complaining about with that anime that I should probably do a separate video on. But overall, I would like to see more. But so far, things are looking pretty well with some things that are kind of just skeptical, I guess. But those are my thoughts on that.
Yeah, Discord kicked me out. There we go.
Oh, I feel like I should at least give Koei Tecmo credit on this one. Arslan, The Words of Legends, that was actually a good port.
Ren, do you have any thoughts or opinions on this topic?
Not really, other than the fact that I do want to see how this pans out with the game.
So, any final thoughts? I know I was kind of talking about this, but yeah.
Oh yeah, and Griff of Femto Hype. I can't wait to cut off his head.
Not yet. He's not dead yet. The story's done. It's
God damn
been going on and it's been going on an on and off hiatus from what I've been told. So yeah.
Yeah, isn't the writer like constantly getting sick?
No, last time it was because he was sick. No, last time it was because he was helping, like, supervising the new anime.
Oh, okay.
So that's why he put it on the hiatus, and he put it on a little bit of an extra hiatus, I guess. But yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm kind of curious as to if there will be a stun kill system like Samurai Warriors 4 had. If you get them to like low health, like I believe it was 25%, and if you hit a character with the stun attack, you get like an execution style type move.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's actually I think what you have to do is kind of guard break them, or you have to have them like disorientated or stunned.
No, it's
possibly at low health as well. It varies. It really varies.
Low health, and then hit them with a stun move, like Oichi's normal power attack would stun them. Yeah, and then you can get them.
Yeah, I know it just really varies because it's like you have to be very specific. Although I have gotten it to times where, I've guard broken and I was able to do it. So it like I said, really varies. But it gives you like a prompt, and then you do like a super damaging like finisher type of move. So, any more thoughts before we close off this podcast tonight?
Nope.
Well, you definitely didn't have any thoughts. I want to watch Cage.
Well, actually, yes, I did have a thought earlier, but I thought you were paying attention.
Well, you weren't saying anything, so yeah.
Yeah, you basically
just wasted slot. The cartridge thing for Nintendo Crap X.
Yeah, we went for that. We talked about that.
Yeah, I did. I got my piece on it.
Yeah, and that was really it. So, yeah.
Outros. And I want to go first.
Then go first. Go first. Actually, you know what? For that, you can go last. Kaneki, why don't you go first, please?
Oh, well, I can solve this problem.
No.
Oh, what a vegan.
Yeah.
No,
Alright, let's go
can you
first.
say it again? Because nobody heard you.
Also,
Alrighty, where can we find you, Martin?
you can find me on Twitter at PsychoRender. Although really not, because again, Dom is keeping me inside a locker. Also, get Shadow Warrior 2, the 13th of October. That's a great game. Not biased at all. And yeah, that's about it.
All right, Ren, where can we find you?
The zoo.
You can find shut the fuck up. You can find me on Twitter at RenOperative_. You can find me on YouTube at Renegade Operative, and I will be uploading Let's Plays, reviews, and commentary on a lot of silly shit. So there you go.
All right, James, where can we find you?
On Twitter at DevHunterJames and Twitch.tv/TheHeroJames.
Alrighty, Brandon, Mr. He's leaving. Brandon Cage, where can we find you, sir?
Well, you can find me screwing this black cock chick, in my hotel room.
Man, you're spoiling Luke Cage for people.
Hey, I didn't say it was from Luke Cage, though, but, thanks for telling people, Dom.
Well, I'm sure people will find out.
Brandon.
What?
Can we find you on Netflix.com/Luke Cage?
Yes. Follow the EPC.
Did we have Ren? Did you go already with the theory?
Yeah, you
Yep.
did.
You went.
So Kirby, where can we find you, sir?
Find me on Twitter on it. Give me a quick looking at something else. Find me on Dark Chaos XX on Twitter. This was before I took the Kirby handle. And you can also find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Kirby. I'll be stream Thursdays, and hopefully I'll be able to get started on next week.
Cool. And then last but not least, where can we find you, Tommy?
Twitter at Tommy45%. Best baby North. Oh shit! I wasn't streaming. Twitter Tommy45%. Twitch Tommy45%. YouTube Tommy45%. What's the other track next time, Buzz?
Yep. And then you all know me as BioDevil Dom, and you guys know where to follow me if you already are subscribed to my channel. So yeah, with that all said, thanks for coming on, and we'll see you on the next podcast. See ya.
Later.
Yeah.